Gautam, there was a layoff.
Are we live?
Yes, we are live. Hello, everyone. My name is Sahil. I'm with Gautam here. We are at Prompt. So we do have live coding sessions in system designs and lead coding. Yes, Gautam, please.
And I like to build software. I like to a lot of DS. So we won't make it. This was supposed to be an interview from me to you, but then you at the
Yes,
last minute
I have a
you
question for
have
you.
something challenging for me, and then you lured me into this thing where I accepted.
Yep. It's just more of his another system design thing. A small component wise, I was thinking that that I can ask you. So yeah, it's just that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think
Reasonable.
I think just to make it clear, like before we proceed forward, uh, Tushar or anyone in the chat, can you please confirm is Gautam's voice is like coming right now? Gautam, if you can blabble something.
So there is some breakage of voice. Let me just try to fix
No, no,
this.
I think it's fine now. I've like corrected from my side now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
We should start fixing stuff before we go to production. No?
Early startup, no? Early startup.
Yeah, that works for now.
Yeah,
But
works for now.
then we should
As we
start fix before we start this.
as we
But
scale,
then
we
we
will.
might not be in. Yep. 1 second, let me just adjust some stuff. It's order to make sure that proper. So is it better now?
No, it was better before, I guess.
Okay. Great, great. Uh, so what is this new question that you're going to ask?
Sure. So I was solving out like a problem recently. I was designing a service, and then in that I started to read about caching more, and I thought of like how about me discussing few of the stuffs on caching with you, and then we can dedicate a session on caching and what it is, how it is, and then maybe pick one of the way of how you can do caching. That was the idea.
Pick one other way, as in like how Redis works or RapidMQ or something like that, or like
Maybe we'll
you
get
have
there. We'll get there.
something. Okay,
So yeah, so that's the idea. Okay, and I'm switching out to the VS Code now. So if we can get in there. My first question is more of a theoretical one. So like, can you explain me what do you mean by and what all you understand by caching? And let's start with like the elemental level. Once you do explain me the caching in your sense, I would also like you to explain me and caching like I'm a 10-year-old, or how would you explain caching to a kid?
so first of all, you don't actually ask a 10-year-old how to cache something, but like, okay, so how do you explain cache? Uh, so in a technical terms, caches are used so that you don't actually end up hitting the backend more often.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so cost of hitting the backend for any kind of query is very expensive. So if I'm going to make an analogy for that, it's going to be like you go to a school, you go to your school, and then you need to write something. Okay, so you go to a shop, find out that you have to write something for the exam. You need a pen. You go to a shop, you buy it. You go to your home and buy it, and sorry, not buy. Take it and go to your examination. Write the exam, throw it off. That is the database. Uh, Caching would be like you store that pen in your bag so that you don't have to go to your home just to pick up the pen. I think that is a very bad
No,
analogy.
but it works. Yes, yes, yes. That's a great way to explain caching to a kid. Audio is not clear enough. Okay.
Uh, Let me just switch. We switching the. How is the sound now?
Yeah, yeah, it's fine with me. It's low, like he's away from the
Can
mic.
you sound?
Sorry, what?
Uh, Increase the sound.
Yeah, I have increased the sound, but I've increased it to the maximum. Maybe the mode that you were having it before was much more better.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me try this again. Is this better?
Little bit echoing, but yeah.
Okay, okay. So I don't know what was this coming from. Uh, Great. So caching.
I'm getting a huge echo.
So
I'm so sorry. Can you set it to default setting? I'm so sorry about it.
you want me to set it to default as in this?
Yes, I guess. I'm not getting.
Is it better?
No.
You can't hear me.
Say something.
Is this better?
It is, but I have a kind of echo from you.
There's an echo or something
Oh,
like
perfect
that.
now. Perfect now. I don't know what you did, but yeah, it's perfect now.
I was not talking to. I was not talking at all.
Yes, maybe that.
Okay. So
I'm
yeah,
getting
yeah.
I'm getting a huge echo now. So sorry. So sorry about this, viewers.
Is it from my side or this about the echo part? I think we're going to deal with the caption.
Echo is not a good topic to discuss in system design, I guess.
Could actually design itself made that could be done. But yeah, we were dealing with caches. So caching in turn, we use it so that we don't actually end up exhausting the database. So uh, a lot of databases, what they do is whenever you have a query, what they do is they lock the database
Got them.
and do the print.
Wait,
While we are doing that, that can or
we're getting a huge echo. Give me.
do it whenever I'm talking.
No, no, no. I have an idea. Wait, I'll do it. Hello? Yeah, I can hear you.
Can others hear me? Can others hear me? Can you
give a thumbs up if you can.
Yeah, says much better
Okay,
now.
great, great. I actually use an XM4, this one, but I don't know why the mic quality is so bad. I'm going to dedicatedly buy a mic just for this.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, so sorry about that lag. Uh, but I think we can work now. So Gautam, if you can quickly rephrase about the ELI 10 way of what was caching, and then maybe we can move forward.
So first of all, ELI 10 is explain like you are 10. Uh, so basically, okay, I got a better one. So whenever you go to like you want to have a chocolate, uh, you go to a supermarket, buy one chocolate, and then go to your home, have it, right? So sometimes what ends up happening is that you want to eat like 10 chocolates. So you buy it from the supermarket, you keep it at your home, you're not consuming it straight away. All you're doing is whenever you want to consume it, you don't go to the supermarket, you just go to wherever you kept the chocolate and then had it.
You replaced pen with chocolates.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tushar, is the voice still double? I have no clue why there are two voices.
No, I think it's fine still. I think it's manageable for now.
Is it very irritating, Tushar? No, it irritates a lot of people when they hear like multiple voices. So doing live sessions is really challenging. That I understood.
Yep. Okay. So, Gautam, moving forward, as you said that we need so that just so that you don't always get the values from your database, you get it from cache. Uh, any reason why I cannot always just read from database? Why is that an issue?
So I explained earlier, whenever you do a query in database, you basically log the database so there are no change in data. So it can happen that when you're querying some data, that data might be going through some change, and that will cause a problem. And second of all, when you're locking a database, you basically tell that, yeah, I'm reading through this entire thing, so you can't do other things. You can't make any modifications to that. So those kind of things actually cost time. And on top of that, usually databases are based off disk rather than memory, and caches are mostly done through memory, like in memory. Uh, so when you look at it this way, in memory is much faster than disk by a really long shot.
Okay, so basically, like, since there are changes in the database, you do opt for faster reads in the in the caching business, right? Okay, so are you aware of the way internally, let's say that as you said that we read it from the in memory, and then instead of actually reading from the database. So can you so if that is possible, why don't I put all of my data inside my in my cache only, so that it will be much more faster?
So in memory is also very costly. Uh, so it's like whenever you buy a laptop, you get a 16 GB RAM and like 256 GB SSD or like 2 TB hard disk.
Yeah.
Uh, the thing is, imagine that you just buy a laptop which is like 256 GB RAM. That is a very expensive. It's going to come as a very expensive device. If you put all of that in cache, what ends up happening is that it's going to be very expensive and it's also going to lose its purpose. It has to go through all the entries again,
Mm-hmm.
and because of that, this will become useless.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying like, yeah, okay, with that as well, then we'll be having few of the limits, right? So let's say that if you do have a cache, you as you said that it's kind of a threshold after which it does not serve the real purpose why it was made. Uh, with that, there are few known as like the eviction policies inside the cache. Are you aware of those?
Yeah, I'm aware of eviction policies. Uh, yeah, eviction policy is basically to make sure that your caches don't work inefficiently. You only contain some amount of data. Any
Okay.
data which is not like termed as not useful will be evicted so that uh, the caches are like much more efficient.
Okay, okay. Can you, if you know, can you name like a few eviction policies that we use in cachings?
So two of them that I know of is LFU and LRU.
Okay.
Uh, so LFU and LRU, basically LFU means least frequently used and LRU is least recently used. So basically it looks at the first one, LRU.
Yeah, it's fine.
So LRU basically means least recently used, means that if there is any entry which is not used for a long time, there is very little chance that that might be used
somewhere in future. So you evict that one out. For example, if uh, if I have not uh, used something in my home, for example, if I haven't used my phone or one of the old phone for a long time, uh, what ends up happening is that if some of my family members want phone, that will be the first phone that will be evicted so that it can be put. Uh, LFPUS, least frequently used. It's somewhere similar. It looks
Mm-hmm.
at the frequency of something that is being used. If it is not frequently used, you have a good chance that you can just go to the database, query it, and then put it there. So,
Okay.
for example, I have a birthday once in a month. Sorry,
Yeah.
once in a year. Sorry. uh, so, if there is a gift that has to be given to me, you only have to think 2 or 3 days before my birthday, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to think about that the entire year. After you give me my birthday gift, you can just evict. Yeah, this person is done. Uh, Next time whenever we have to look for this, we'll look for it.
That's a very fine example that you have given for LFU. Uh, okay.
Yeah, you get this when you're giving me a question like this. So I also have to think about this. No,
Yeah, yeah.
to be
Considering that,
honest, I was thinking of this as a DSA interview when I saw Leetcode hard, and like I never thought that this would be a system design.
yeah, that was initially my thought, but then I thought that I can bring out a little bit of a system design discussion in this as well, which will serve as a good purpose for that as well. About it. But since
Yes,
you have
this is
said
if this is fair or not.
but since you have said that this can be turned into a very good interview question as well, and this serves as more of like the way how interviews are changing a little bit. They don't simply ask you the direct DSA questions. It's more of like you need to design or write down code and design small components. So it's more about that as well. So based on that, I do have a question for you. And since like it's one of the eviction policy that you just described to me, we'll be trying to code out the same. So yeah, give me 1 second.
Are you even going to give me a choice? Which one should I code?
Do you want a choice?
If you're giving me a choice, I would go for LRU.
Okay. Uh, cool. Let's do LRU then.
Oh, I actually thought that you might just go around and just tell me to do LFU.
I was thinking of that, but then you said that you would like to do that. Uh, let's try to do LRU.
Oh, you had this in mind then. Okay, nice.
Yeah, I was thinking LFU as well. Since you described LFU and LRU, uh, uh, the way that it was, so we can move to that.
I don't know why this is happening, the sound thing. Maybe I'll just buy a mic for this entire thing.
Yeah.
But the echo is from Sahil's end, no? I don't know. Softwares, man. People always told me that they work perfectly and all those stuff, but
That
doesn't
always
happen.
always used to happen when my friends were used to come over. My system used to hang for some reason. Always. Okay. So least recently used. Okay, that's the question. That's the eviction policy. Let's say that you are building on top of it. We'll try to make it in like first the structure level, and then maybe we can discuss a little bit on how this can be served or how you can inject it as in your databases or something related to design as well. Yeah.
So, okay. So just in case I'm just thinking about just in case if you L about uh, LFU, I'm just making this as an eviction policy.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so there are two things that I have. There is so the question is allowing can positive size capacity get key return the value of key if key exists. Otherwise, return negative output. Oh, there's already a constraint that it has to be in O of one, average time complexity.
Yes. That's true. So, like while Gautam is working on that, that is a usual discussion in these kind of small component design and coding questions. So you will be usually given out the APIs, like multiple APIs to work upon the same, and then you need to understand as a design level as well which API should be faster. Like considering in a lot of cases, few of the APIs are expected. For example, let's say bool APIs are expected to be working in O of 1. Since those APIs are requested very fast, if they are slow, that would not help you with the design of your system, very well. So that should be kept in mind whenever you're trying to solve these kind of questions. There can be few of the APIs which are, let's say, that insert or the one which are not called so frequently. Those can be taking time, but the one that are working on fast are required to be done with the same. Okay. Yes, Gotham, but in this one you need to give me in both in O of 1.
Oh, okay. So I'm adding few more stuff called checking overflow. So if there is an overflow that happens, this would return true or false. So there is another one called eviction. Uh, oh, actually, I don't need to uh, put this get and put because getting and put is actually not an eviction policy. It doesn't come in eviction.
That's true.
So we have a LRU cache.
So since this is a coding and a system design round, the way how Gotham codes and the way he's maintaining of the classes, that also serves a very important role in the same.
So LRU eviction, you check. So checking overflow. Okay, I need one more design uh, part. So I'm actually imagining this as a linked list.
Okay.
So anything which is not used, uh, it will be in the starting of the linked list, and then whenever I have to edit it, it will just throw it out.
So the object of the queue you are imagining like as a linked list, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So and
Actually, I can use a list, normal list, but then the thing is, the eviction would not be over one. It would be
yes,
over.
yes. So that was one of my question, that since uh list and even linked lists are more of a parsing data, which takes off, and how would you be considering it in O of one?
Yeah. I don't know why there is this thing that whenever I type something, it just goes to the next line for some reason. Uh, uh, One thing with linked lists, okay, I think I might need a doubly linked list instead of single linked list.
Okay. Okay. But
That's because, see, whenever we put a data, they don't have to use it. But at any point, if they use it, if I use a get, then it should be moved to some place. But if I don't have the pointer for the previous one, what will end up happening is that I'll just be moving it to some place and then I'll be detaching that.
yes, yes, we are not using random as the eviction policy for now.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense if I do that.
No, but there is like eviction. Random is one of the eviction policy. I don't know
I
why
don't
it's
think
there.
that is a good eviction policy.
I don't know why it's there, but yeah, it is.
I could have just used that one, no? Then
I think in that would be much of a case in which I mean you don't have an order of the data, right? So if you
yeah.
don't have like say much of a pattern or the order or structure of a data, I think then you can evict like it randomly as well when it's not following any of the way or pattern.
So I'm making this initial assumption that uh, I can actually configure the LRA cache to have some sort of buffer limit,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. and one limit that I'm putting is that it's at least one number. Okay, so I'm first moving to get. I'll be designing get first.
Okay.
So there are two cases. One is when you're doing a get and you don't find a value,
Yeah.
and when you're doing a get and you found a value.
Yeah.
So if you're finding a value, there are two operations that has to be done. One is to finding that value and return it back, and make sure that that one is the most recently used. So you have to give it to the. You shouldn't be uh, putting it in between because that is the somewhat used. So you actually put it in the end.
Okay. Uh, so since get is also an of one, and then you said that you're using a doubly linked list, how you're planning to make it of one?
So I'll find out the previous one, and you know what I will do? The previous one and the next one, I'll connect both of them. Now the node that is there, the node that we have to return back, we will detach it to the head node. So I'll just give you an example. So one, two, three, four. So for example, you ask for two. If there is two, get me two. So what will happen is that I'll take two. I'll look at the previous one, which was one, and the next one is three. So I'll connect one and three together. That'll that'll make it like this, and then I'll put it at the end. So this is now the most recently used.
Okay.
One was the least recently used till now. So if I use one next, then one will be evicted. Sorry, not evicted. It will be taken and it will be put on the end. So in this, what I'm assuming is that the starting is the least recently used one. So if there is an eviction, if I want to put five,
Mm-hmm.
I'll put five either at the end or at the start. Which one do you think would be better?
Uh, since it's a DLL, it doesn't matter much because the pointers are both ways. I think it's more of your decision. If you want to put it in front, that's fine. I think we can do that. Yeah.
I'll put it at the end because
Sure.
that is also a use case per se. Because whenever I put it on the end,
Mm-hmm.
that is still the most recently used one. So if I have to do that, I'll edit three, and now this is the new one.
Okay. Just in this, let's say that I had you need to return. Can you go back there? Go back there again. Yeah. So let's say that I get a query as two, right? You'll be
Yeah.
shifting out the positions of two, but I'm more of like asking that how would you get to two?
So that is a very challenging question. What I'm thinking of is to use a dictionary or a hash map
Okay.
for this.
Okay. Yeah. That was my doubt. That since you need to perform, if you do to start traversing, that can take worst case of n. And okay, that makes sense. Yes.
So
And
there'll be a value to node map, which will be of a type dictionary,
okay.
which is a hash map.
Okay.
So uh, what I will do is I'll check if to node map if the value is there. Actually, I shouldn't be writing key. It's supposed to be value. I'm just assuming that there is only one kind of value. value is integers, string, or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's fine.
If it is not in this, return
Yeah.
-1, or return none. I'm just using it none as a way of telling that this okay. It's better to make it uniform, right? It's
Yes.
-1. If the node it doesn't exist,
Mm-hmm.
then also we have to return -1. The value was there, but it got evicted. So that entry will be there in the dictionary. But the thing is that node has been evicted, so you naturally have as none.
Um. Okay, but I was thinking, like, let's say that this leads me to bloat my dictionary, right?
Yeah. There's no space constraint, so I'm just going to use this as a way to do it.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
So I didn't see any space constraint.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like,
So,
okay, we can discuss it as like a top afterwards. The problem once you have solved it.
so the actual cache would be in doubly linked list.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the starting node.
Okay.
So this is like a dummy node, so that whenever we have to put a new entry,
Wait, did
we will
you
put it.
create? Oh yeah, you created a doubly linked list class. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So hash link is the cache. So right now, when you're starting this, you basically make a cache which is empty.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you point the head and tail both to the starting node.
Yes.
So yeah. So in the get, we looked at two cases where one case the value doesn't exist at all. The value, second one, the value exists, but the thing is we already evicted the data.
Yes. I'm just putting like a small comment in here.
Yeah, it's not slash. It's actually yeah.
Old habit. Yeah.
So
This
first thing that we are going to do is
yes. Please go on.
when these two conditions are false, that means that there is a node. So
Mm-hmm.
finding the node is pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have to do this, and
At
that is an
times,
overform.
I remember like once you said me that line that if you don't know how to solve a question, just throw an ordered map in it, and then somehow you'll find out some way.
I didn't get that. Sorry.
You remember once you told me that, let's say that you don't know how to solve a DSA question, just try to throw an unordered map in it, and then you'll try to find out something, or you'll lead to somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually a very like very intuitive thing that to do.
Yes.
So there is this new function that I'm going to add called move node. Uh,
Okay.
like detach the node so that node has. Mhm. Uh, so what I will do is I'll look at the previous value, the next value. Okay. So what I will do is previous node values equal to next node and next node dot previous equal to previous node. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at two nodes and just let them attach to each other.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
There can be a case where the next node can be null. So in that case, if next node if next node exists, then the next node's previous should be the previous node. And you know what? The
I also have like another question for you, more of like a discussion, which my senior asked me recently. Yeah, I think that's like also one of the things we do notice when someone is giving an interview or taking an interview, right? So that is more of like, no one likes a very big if else ladder, right? Or a nested if else
yeah.
ladder. Uh, how do you handle it? Keeping it
That's
short.
a deep philosophical question.
I mean, at times you do need the elif ladder, but in most of the cases, and even in your interview, if you are using a redundant if else ladder, that is taken into a mark that you're not writing out an optimal code. Oh, yeah. Keep on going, Gotham.
Okay. So I made a move node. That means that that node is going to be moved to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that pretty much moves a node if there is a node that is present. It's a key value store, no?
Yeah.
I sh- I should have clarified this before. Uh, okay. So the key is there. One second.
I think not much of a change in your case.
Yeah. Okay. Now, put in this case, we can use enum. But I don't know what to use it though. We can use it. We can use the, but I don't think I'm able to get
No, no, it's fine.
what we need.
I think like now you can try to complete out this one. So we'll be running out of time in some time.
Yeah. Feature roadmap. I'm actually renaming this as feature roadmap. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if key not an key is in feature roadmap. If the key already exists and it's already there, then what we can do is uh, we can just move that node,
Mm.
same thing. We'll just move the node and move the node to the end. And we basically said that we have used it. We have made that change. Um, if it is not there, then what do we do? Then that means that we have to somehow make a new node called mm, the values value. We took the previous one, right? Cache int. That would be the previous node. The next node is none.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do is we update the cache end as node. So we basically made a new node and put it on the front line.
Okay.
Okay. Now, there's a case where we have to evict.
Yes.
So we took the limit. So whenever we put a data, this part should not actually make any modification. If the key already exists and we already have the value, we move the node. I forgot about one thing. We have to update the value. So if you're moving that node to the end, the number of entries should be same, right? So the thing is, we will return a pointer from here, and then we will do all these things. And what we will do is, so we make a limit plus one. So in this, we have to evict if dot limit. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So uh, So when we reach that point where the number of entries and the number of elements are same, what we are going to do is we are going to evict the one which is the starting.
Yes.
So we have to make a new function called evict node. The length of the dictionary would not give you the count of how many datas are there. What if there are like hundreds of evictions here and there, and that will bring, there might be values which were the keys which might be present which doesn't associate with the value because of the eviction.
And,
So the length of the dictionary should not be taken. And what if there are modifications that can also happen?
exactly.
Right?
And also, like, the update is in the core of the DLL, not in the dictionary. So dictionary is more working as a pointer, and that's why I wrote out the comment that we need to write a functions afterwards to clean up the evicted routine cleaning in the dictionary.
So we saw the LRU node. We got the LRU node. So what we will do is uh,
These pointers are always a tricky part in DLL, right?
yeah. Oh, this is just giving me a suggestion that this is not supposed to happen because uh, when you start with a limit of 0, this could happen that the next node is just
Yeah.
not
A null pointer.
yeah. This is the previous node, and then you evict the node. So yeah, evict node could work like this. Do you want me to run the code and see?
That would be good. Yeah.
So, oh, I actually did not use the eviction policy class, but yeah, we could actually use that. Dash equal to this thing. No? So, how many entries can I have?
So initially, let's say that you have a size capacity of two.
Size of?
Two. Like you can see the test case that I have given you.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, what is one and one? What is two? I don't understand.
This is the
Okay.
since like I'm considering it as a key value pair. Yeah.
I'm just going to
Oh, okay. Um. So, Gautam, when the elements which are containing like two elements are the put queries. Initial one is your capacity, and then this, for example, this one is a get query.
yeah. I have to remove the
Yes. No,
capacity.
yeah, you just like could wrote the since this as the keys. I'm just trying to clear it out. Engage.
Yeah. Command is put, then comma value. Command dash dot put. We are going to put the key comma value, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, this should work. This should work. So let me try to 148. Note that. What just happened? 117. So something happened with Twitter roadmap.
Is that Joey?
Yeah, it's Joey. uh, yeah, I had to put it in the put condition as well. When you edit the node, okay, I'm adding one more thing.
So you mean like you initially created out the foundation and then now you're adding
Yeah, I have to
modifiers?
modify certain things because there are few things which might have been better with this. What is happening is key to node map, key not in distinct unhashable type list. So line 40 meters having some problem. Key to node map is a dictionary, right?
Mm-hmm.
So input, I actually had to, yeah. And maybe edit a node. Say, yeah. Maybe I'll try it again.
Yeah.
What is this list? Dash or put. Okay. Actually put some data there.
And also like so once you have pulled this off, I would like you to print out the output that you're getting in your terminal. Like where you
I didn't get that.
once you have completed this, I would like you to paste out the output that you have received in the just below the use case that we have provided.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Tushar was ready. Let me just. So whenever you do a put, what is the answer? Like, what should be the answer?
It's fine if you don't have like written that in that case initially, let's say you can just say that bool. So you know that put operation was successful.
Yep.
If you haven't done that, if you can make it, I would like you to return simply as like one, considering that we can call it as a true.
I didn't get that. Can you?
I'm saying like more of put can being just a bool statement. So if you can return, let's say one in the put statement, I'll consider it as printed as true and zero as one. That's all.
Oh, you actually put the data? Like I didn't get that.
Since you are not printing anything when the put operation is done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying that you can return bool as one as true that your data was put in successfully.
So the data will be put. If there's an emission that has happened,
Yeah.
I'll just print as edited.
Yeah, that is also fine.
There's another problem. 1 second. Yeah, that's what 81. So I want to keep
It's it's fine, Gautama. We are already like almost over time.
okay.
Okay, I do get the idea and the way that you have situated out the complete code. Pretty much explanatory. So yes, considering the fact that and considering the fact that I would like to have, let's say, an eventual routine, more of like a cron job. In it, considering that say once I run it every 3 hours or something like that, to remove all of the tail entries inside your unordered map. how would you do it? Just a pseudocode, if you can, tell me out. Or what are all the changes you think that would be needed?
Can you repeat the question again?
I'm saying, let's say that I need a kind of a cron job. So like one or another API which cleans out my hash map uh, of the stale entries which you said. And let's say that this is not called very frequently. So how would you do it? And what are all the changes you think that are needed in your code? Even the pseudocode is good enough.
For the state entry, I think time till life that can be used.
Okay. I meant more of like initially you said that you were not removing the entries from your dictionary, right?
Yeah.
So and also the reason why we cannot take that as like the size of the capacity that you're having. So I'm talking about like those entries. How would you delete those?
So for the dictionary, what I can do is whenever there is a line 85, what you can see is I'm making it into none.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of making it into none, I can just delete the entry itself.
Yeah, that is possible. Like, but let's consider the fact that let's say that delete is an expensive operation for us. So that's why I want to keep it as a separate API, which I call it once. Let's say that when I know that the load is less. So I want to run it as a separate function which just does all of the delete entries. How would you do that?
Okay, so cleanup.
Yeah, more of a cleanup.
Okay, so you want it as O of 10?
That is fine. That can be an expensive one since this API is not called enough. So this one can be a time taking. I wouldn't expect it to be like a n factorial or something, but yeah, it can be time taking.
So what I can do is I can make a separate dictionary.
Okay.
What I would do is I will just run through the entire cache
Mm-hmm.
and I will start populating the new dictionary. And what I will do is the old dictionary, I'll just edit the entire thing.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
the new dictionary.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think like just for that pseudocode for that function would be good enough for us if you can do that.
Yeah.
And in this case, the maximum size that we'll be using will be in your cleanup function. That would be, I believe, the limit of the LRU that we have, right? Since that's the new introduced space. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you are writing out the code. Okay.
So I'll start with the first value. What I would do is while head comma value is sorry. Head comma key comma value. What I would do is head next. Actually, I don't need to change this thing. I just need a key. I don't need the value. Next, and then after everything is done, we can note map equal to cache map. Yeah, this should do it.
Okay. And what is the time complexity that we have in this of?
O of n.
Perfect. Yeah.
If we are assuming that the population of dictionary is going to go up one, it's going to go up.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So this is like, as I said, and it did happen with me in one of the interviews. So he did guided me that you need to understand that in your problem statement, few of the it will be given in your problem statement at times or even the interview, that they tell it that it's not a frequent one or it's done, let's say at midnight or twice a day. So you do understand that that is not an expensive API, so that can take time, but the ones which are required very fast does requires a lot of time with it.
Yeah.
Okay, Gautam, yeah, this one looks good enough to me. I think that was a good discussion on
By the way,
cache
the
today.
code also runs. I had a small bug. I did not add the plus one to the right spot.
Oh, you made it work
Yeah.
while we were talking.
Yeah. This is a small modification, so this actually works.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Okay. I think like this is it from my side in this interview with you. Yes, Gautam, how was your experience?
Uh, Thing is, I started with DSA and somehow I got into DSA, but the thing is, it's very weird to assume one thing and then go to a system design interview. This could actually happen. Like
Yes.
one time, I went into a behavioral interview with the person started asking me about DSA. That could happen in reality, but like I didn't expect that.
I
Yeah.
mean, the thing is that the scope of the interview and the question that is being asked are limited to a certain threshold of complexity, right?
Yeah.
So, within that given certain space of that, these are the limited number of questions that you can ask. The interviews are getting modified according to that. So within that small thing, more things are getting introduced. So that's why that was the whole idea. Okay. Yes, Gautam, I had a really good experience with you. One, I promise that next time you can take my interview. Yes.
Yeah, great.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching it out. This is us at Prompt. We do take out the mock interviews live for all of the practices that you, if you are planning to give your interviews ahead and trying out anything in the system design or in the coding, even with the behavioral ones, do let us know, and then we can help you out. Do feel free to reach out to us, to me, to Gautam. Yeah, we're always ready to help you out. And do subscribe out to the channel and then share it with your friends who need to know and need to watch this content. Yes, and thank you so much
Thank
to all
you
of the
for
viewers.
watching. And see you next time.
See you next time, guys, with my interview.
Yeah, with your interview, definitely. I'm not going to get a surprise interview twice.